afternoon, everyone. We're going to talk a little bit about something that makes me wonder, and that is Arizona. When you come, there's lots to do, but then you see this. Right in the airport, a warning about water. And sometimes you ask yourself why, but then you take a walk and you realize that this is what a river tends to look like in Arizona. Therefore, I've just got to wonder, what is it about water and the people of Arizona? Why is it the way it is? Join me, Terry Dixon, for an adventure for anyone as I try to explain this. Here you find in a park something that is widely protected, and this is fire equipment. They don't want anyone getting to it. You drive down the roads and you see the trench in the middle. That's for when it rains, because the ground is so hard it doesn't absorb the water right away and it can make a real mess. These are everywhere in the roads around Arizona. But yet you go to the park and you see the ducks playing in the water. The water's 12 feet deep and it's a fishing pond and it's there for your enjoyment. It's stocked with fish. Yet Arizona is having one of the worst droughts they've ever had. They're having the worst drought in the entire country. And Lake Mead is getting really, really low, and you can see it here in the white along the edges, whereas several years ago it didn't used to be that way. So what's going on? Well, what's going on is no matter what you see in these beautiful parks, there's 7.6 million people in Arizona. And Lake Mead and the Colorado River is one of the primary sources of water and electric power for the entire region, Nevada, Arizona, and California. So while you see ponds with absolutely dry creek beds feeding into them, it just doesn't make any sense. The growth rate in Arizona is 0.9% every year. 60,000 people a year lately have been moving to Arizona. And the strange part about it is that there's no real natural water. There's warnings everywhere. There's rationing. There's all kinds of things. And yet you go to the park and there's a splash pad. And there's this wonderful canal over at Rio Vista Park. And once again, you have the ducks. They even made a little waterfall here, and the birds love to play in it. But the strange reality is, in this situation, especially at Rio Vista, this one gets me. Right on the other side of that walkway is the New River, and the New River is dry, while the canal in the park is full of reclaimed water. So nature is not really dropping water. I mean, you can't swim in any of these lakes because they're reclaimed. The water is not good for you. Apparently it's good for fish and the birds, but not for us. And look at this giant riverbed. Nothing in it. It barely rains out there. There's signs everywhere about conserving water. I can't say it enough. This is life in Arizona. On this side, a completely dry riverbed. The suburbs are right there. These are people's houses. They need water. And yet right on the other side of the walkway, somebody has made a channel of water for people to go fishing in and for the ducks to hang out on. And not far away is a splash pad as well. You see it in Surprise. This is one of my favorites, is over in Surprise. Completely surrounded by desert. Once again, the New River is over there, and the Agua Fria River, the water-free river, is over there. And yet you have a 5-acre lake in the middle of a lush park. You've got the ball stadiums on the other side, which are perfectly manicured greens. And here it is. It's all reclaimed water, whatever that means. And it's full of fountains, even. And ducks, exotic ducks, geese, swans, whatever. You see this all over the place. People are enjoying their water. rest of us are wondering where it comes from. California, Nevada, and Arizona have been in litigation over who should have precedence of Lake Mead's dwindling water capacity. And now the federal government's actually stepped in to say, well, y'all are going to have to ration water and figure it out and share, because they just can't seem to settle it. So with a drought this massive in the Southwest and a lake running this low, what does the future hold? I don't think that anybody who's moving to Arizona and hanging out with the ducks has really thought about it. There's a lot of jobs there. It doesn't get cold. I get it. But with a growth rate of 0.9%, what happens when there really isn't any more water? This is the kind of thing that I think about when I think of conservation, and I just wanted to mention it today because I spend a lot of time going to Arizona. It's not my choice. My mother lives there, and for the life of me, I have wondered for years, why?